Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Pete.
And I'm Michelle.
And we both run a small business, Fuentes Photo Video, together. And we focus on couples, engagement shoots, weddings,
and elopements.
And elopements.
Which we love.
Absolutely.
Today we're going to talk about how we started our photography and videography business. So we're going to take it way back to actually 2012. I graduated from Florida State University in 2012 with a degree in fashion, and I worked for many different fashion companies for years until about 2016. I loved the creativity behind fashion. I loved going on the photo shoots, but something just wasn't clicking with all of those fashion jobs. I literally tried every single job in fashion. So about 2016, I had just met him. I met him in 2015. 2016, I was like, I don't know what I want to do with the rest of my life. I did have one big passion in my life, which was traveling. So I had started following all of these travel bloggers at that point in my life, and I was like, if they can do it, I can do it too. I'm just not I don't like a lot of attention on myself, so starting a travel blog was something that I had never thought about before. And Pete was actually the one that was like, just do it. He was like, if you feel like you're gonna do good at this and your passion is traveling, like, just do it. So I worked on it for a couple months in 2016 and ended up launching my travel blog, Maps and Muses, in January of 2017. So at this point, me and Pete had been dating for like about a year. He was my boyfriend at the time. And he was so supportive. He decided to be my photographer and take all of my photos on all the trips we had set up that year for the blog. And he just really dove into photography and also videography. So it was actually his idea to start making videos for our channel. And he just like instantly loved it and dove into it and watched hours and hours and hours of YouTube videos every single day about photography and videography, and really taught himself a lot in that time.
We went from a GoPro, we started off with a little GoPro, like a Hero 5.
Yeah, that's like the only camera we had.
Went from that, then I started learning about DSLRs, and we had like a little kit Nikon, like a D3300 with a kit lens. And then after that, I moved on to the camera we're filming on now, which is a mirrorless camera, a micro four thirds camera that shoots in 4K, Panasonic Lumix GX85. And I just kept learning, progressing, learning more about different cameras and what they do and lenses. And then started getting into software and all that, and started learning about the programs we use to edit and work on videos and edit pictures as well.
Yeah, so at this time Pete was actually in school and he was studying to be a programmer. So he really helped me out with my website as well. So we just kind of dove ourselves into the whole blog, learning about website design and photography and videography. And I learned how to edit photos. Pete learned how to edit videos, all online, all self-taught. We went on so many trips. We went to Thailand, we went to Prague, we went to Puerto Rico. We ended up getting engaged in Puerto Rico. Right. And then we just grew some more. In 2017, later on that year, we actually got invited to our first sponsored trip to Bali, Indonesia. And that's where we got we got
the most. Yeah, we got the most amount of information there. We went to Bali for a whole month. We got to meet a bunch of interesting people, a bunch of entrepreneurs. I actually learned how to use Adobe Premiere Pro there. I learned it from a 19-year-old kid that was there with us, a really nice guy from Australia.
And he was like 30 at the time.
Yeah, I was like 30. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm open to learning from anybody who knows how to do something.
He learned more about programming from really cool guy.
Yeah.
Learned video editing from another guy. I learned photo editing from a South African blogger. It was just the coolest experience we've had.
Yeah.
And we grew so much from that trip, and we learned so much, and I feel like my blog got even better after that point. If you guys want to take a look at some of our first photos and videos when we were just baby photographers, you can take a look at our YouTube channel. My blog's YouTube channel is called Maps and Muses. I'll link it up here. and we'll link my blog in the description as well. They're both still up. Once 2018 came around, I started to really lose my passion for the travel blog. I like writing, but I'm not in love with writing, so having to write every single week was becoming more and more difficult for me to force myself to do that. Also, a blog isn't like money. You don't start getting money right away from it. It's a lot of exchanges in the beginning, exchanges for products, and it takes a couple years to actually build up making actual money with a travel blog. It was a lot harder.
Yeah, whereas in what we're doing now, we get money right away. We make money quickly.
Yeah, we've made more money with this business in a year than I did with my blog in 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's another reason I started to lose my passion for it as well. It was a lot of work for not a lot of return. Also, I hate being the center of attention. It's like my biggest fear. So being like in all the pictures, it just wasn't for me. Like being the one that modeling in all the pictures, Pete would get so upset at me because I'd be like so uncomfortable in front of the camera, like
she
moving around.
Squirm around a lot. Yeah. It was very jittery, and it was really hard to get pictures or like footage of her.
And like, no offense against other bloggers, I just found it very vain for me, and I'm just like not that type of person. I like talking about other people more than I like talking about myself. So that was another reason I started to not really like the blog. Around this time, we had been engaged for about a year, and we had always planned on a long engagement. But then something happened where we were like, all right, we got to start planning the wedding.
Yeah, my dad ended up getting sick. He ended up getting a form of cancer in his kidney. Luckily, it wasn't like a very rapid acting cancer, and there was treatment for it. So we decided that we were going to plan the wedding as fast as possible and to make sure that, you know, he was there for that day.
Yeah, so we threw all of our attention into the wedding, planning it for 2019 January, and the blog just again took the back burner because it wasn't the most important thing in our lives anymore.
It wasn't priority anymore.
Yeah.
So.
We weren't just doing the blog at this time. I was also freelancing on the side. I worked for a couple business owners. I was running their social media accounts. I also wrote for a couple companies. I wrote for like this dog website, very random.
Yeah. She just took a lot of like odd jobs. So was I. I was taking odd jobs as well. I was still working for a water restoration company that I worked for a couple of years, doing jobs here and there. I even worked for her dad temporarily for a little bit, doing appraisals.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was going to school for web development, / IT, and ended up doing an internship. And I found out that really wasn't for me at all. I just did not like it at all.
We were just kind of in a funk, guys. Like, we were like, we thought this blog was like it for us, and then we started losing the passion for the blog, and we were like, what's next? Like, what is going to be like our passion in life that we would want to do for the rest of our lives?
Right.
So around this time, like end of 2018, an acquaintance of ours actually reached out to Pete, asking if he would take engagement photos for her friend and her fiance. Pete had never taken any photos of it. He had been a photographer for 2 years, but for me.
Yeah, I had zero experience as far as like engagement shoots. Like she said, I was taking pictures of her. Like when we were in Bali, I took like thousands of pictures.
Yeah.
And before that, just traveling. I did a lot of like photojournalistic style photography.
And he's comfortable with me, so it was easy for him to tell me what to do. Whereas like a couple, he just wasn't comfortable with that. So when we got that inquiry, we were like, okay, like maybe this is like a cool business idea for the future. We'll do it for free. We've never done it before. Right.
We didn't want to charge anybody because we didn't really know what we were doing at the time.
Yeah.
So we kind of felt bad, like saying, hey, we're going to charge you whatever X amount of dollars.
We were clueless.
Yeah, we were completely clueless about it.
Fast forward January 2019, we get married. We went on our honeymoon, and it was my plan once we got back from our honeymoon to just like jump right back into my blog and start working really hard on it again. And I just couldn't, guys.
Yeah.
I tried so hard. At this point, I was actually working for the teaching company that I mentioned in a couple videos ago.
Yeah.
Online teaching to kids in China, teaching them English, but I don't know, I couldn't get myself to work on the blog.
Yeah, and it's really hard to have a travel blog, guys, because after a while, you really need a lot of income to be able to travel consistently. I mean, you can get deals on trips and whatnot, but it's just it ends up, the expenses pile on.
Another thing we didn't like about travel blogging was every single trip felt like
work.
It was like a business trip.
Yeah.
Like when we tried to have fun on a trip, we constantly had to be taking pictures and Instagramming, and it took the fun out of vacation.
Yeah,
you know?
you don't really. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't really get to enjoy a lot of the trips. So I was always behind the camera.
Like we had actually planned to work a little bit on our honeymoon, guys. We had planned to work a little bit, and then when we got there, we were like, no. We're like, we're gonna enjoy this. It's our honeymoon. We put a lot of effort into our wedding, and we just wanted to do nothing.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And yeah, I just couldn't get back into it after the wedding. So again, we were in a funk. Yeah. Fast forward to March 2019, which was when the engagement shoot was scheduled. Pete was a little nervous, so he invited me along to just give him some support. He had 2 cameras, so he actually gave me his second camera. Just put it on auto settings. I had never touched a camera before. Yeah. Before this, I was like even nervous to touch any of Pete's equipment.
Yeah, I'm pretty anal about my equipment. Like my equipment has like no scratches on it, which is like crazy because when I rent gear, it's all like scuffed up, and I'm like, I freak out. I'm like, oh my god, look at all these scuffs, look at all these. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, and I'm the clumsiest person. I drop my phone 20 times a day. Yeah. So I was always scared to touch any of his equipment. I didn't ever touch the drones. Pete had a drone for a while. Yeah. Never touched it. So this engagement shoot, he handed me a camera, put it on audio. Auto was just like, take pictures, have fun. Yeah. I loved it. I don't know why I never thought about being a photographer before, because I fell in love with it. I was like, this is so much fun.
And you had been on photo shoots previously too.
Yeah, because I worked in fashion for years, so I knew I loved photo shoots, and I always thought I needed to work behind the scenes. I always knew I wanted to work behind the scenes, but I never thought about being the actual photographer. I always thought I had to supply the clothes or do the PR for the magazine or do something else. I never even thought about being the photographer. Right. Have you guys ever watched America's Next Top Model? My dream when I was in college, when I majored in fashion, was to be Mr. J. I don't know if you remember him on America's Next Top Model. He was the creative director behind all of their photo shoots. And I told my advisor in college, that's what I want to be. And she actually told me, that's a crazy dream. That's not going to happen. You should just work for a retail store like all these other girls in the major. And I was like, no.
Yeah, just another naysayer. I've never let that bother. Like, I've never let people telling me no like bother me, and that's why I think Michelle started the blog too, because I told her, who gives a crap? Like, honestly, who cares what some advisor says? Like, I don't even think that advisor even knows anything about being an entrepreneur to begin with, because they're not. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So that's like literally being on a photo shoot has been my dream since I was young, and it's just incredible that it happened this way. A few months after we did the engagement shoot, one of my best friends got married, and she did not hire a videographer. So I made Pete bring his camera to her wedding because,
just in case.
Yeah, because I know her. Yeah. And literally like an hour before her wedding started, I was like, Alex, are you sure you don't want Pete to videotape your wedding? Like, he's here, he doesn't mind. I wanted her to have something like a videotape to remember her wedding, because we love the videos from our wedding.
We've always thought video was extremely important as well, not just photography.
Yeah, photography is amazing and it captures all the little details, but the video really makes you remember everything. Right. Like, you really see everything that was going on that you might have missed during that day. Right. So Pete ended up, like, last second, she was like, okay. And so Pete ended up videotaping that wedding and put together the most beautiful video, editing it all together. And she loved it. Yeah, I
had a lot of fun doing it too. It wasn't a burden on me. She asked me if I could last second. I was like, whatever, sure.
Pete loves video taping, video editing, so he loved doing it. So
after I filmed our friend Alex's wedding, I decided that I really enjoyed filming and editing wedding videos. Sorry about the dog, guys, in the background. And I decided, you know what? Maybe I'll give this a try. Maybe let's turn this into a business. I think we can do it.
So we actually put up a Facebook page. We didn't even have a website at the time, but we put up a Facebook page for our business. We called it Fuentes Photo and Video, and we put up only the engagement shoot we did and Alex's video, and we got such incredible feedback from those two pieces of content that we were like, okay, like,
yeah,
this seems like it's going to be great for us. I think we know what we're doing.
Yeah, it gave us the confidence we needed to further pursue this.
Yeah, definitely. So I went to work, and the social media that I had learned from running my own travel blog, I just started using it towards our business. I put together a few boosted posts for Facebook. I can link to that video up here, but it got us our first 20-something shoots and our first 11 weddings. So it was a big turning point for our business for sure, was those Facebook boosted posts.
Yeah. Don't ever underestimate the power of marketing, because even if we have the skills to make nice, to make great videos and produce nice pictures for everybody, like, it doesn't matter if you can't get your work out there. So
yeah, if you can't find people to pay you for your skills.
Exactly.
So as we kept doing engagement shoots, those couples ended up hiring us for their weddings, and it just kept going on and on and on. And a year later, here we are we've done 9 weddings already.
Yeah.
We have so many more scheduled for the end of this year and next year, and so many couple shoots. And we definitely found out, because we have done some family shoots, some headshots, some product photography as well, we decided we love working with couples.
Right.
I think because we're a couple, we
relate more to them.
Yeah, it's like going on a double date with our couples every time we do an engagement shoot. And every wedding we shoot, it's like reliving our wedding day over and over and over again. Right. So it's a really special business that we found ourselves in. And
yeah, guys, and ironically enough, we even told ourselves that we weren't going to do weddings, because we were like, oh, no way, man, those are way too stressful, and I'm going to stick to engagement shoots, and that's it. Yeah,
literally, we were like, we're only doing engagement shoots. We're not going to do weddings.
Right.
And then what happened?
And then somebody offered us $1,600 to do their wedding. We're like, all right, we'll do your wedding.
We're like, okay.
So,
and we're so happy we did, because we absolutely enjoy doing weddings. And it's just amazing that we were able to, after being in a funk for so many years together and trying to find out what we were individually trying to do with our careers, we've ended up finding a career that we both love and working together.
Right. And we both figured out that we're both entrepreneurs at heart.
Yeah.
We both want to be business owners.
Yeah.
So that was a huge milestone in our lives to figure that out. Yeah. And then to start this business.
We're just loving every second of it, and we're so grateful to have found a passion that we both love and that we can both work on together. Because even though it's really hard working with your spouse, it's very hard. It's the best thing in the world to be able to work with my husband.
Right, I agree. It is the best thing in the world. Yeah, we learn a lot from each other as well, so it's been great.
We both have different strengths in this business, and we both have different weaknesses in this business, and
different approaches too.
Feels like the perfect match with like everything we've learned through travel blogging, through your schooling as a programmer, and through my fashion jobs. Like, everything has just kind of like come together in this moment, and I think that's why we have been so successful in our first year.
Yeah, and it's just somehow how all little things that we've learned along the way have kind of just helped with the business as well. It all somehow related. It all tied into it in a weird way.
Yeah, and I'm like a huge believer in everything happens for a reason, and I think we had to go through all of those like funks in our life to get us to this point.
Right. Yeah, and another thing, guys, that I wanted to add in is we're just going to show you some of our travel clips just for fun at the end of the video. So after we say goodbye, go ahead and take a look. So, alright, guys, once again, we had a lot of fun filming this for you guys, and please comment, like, subscribe, share.
And let us know what you want to see. Comment below what else you want to see from us, if you like these more personal videos, or if you want us to just get into the photography business.
Yeah, if you want us to do more business videos, let us know. If you want me to do like a review on some of our equipment, let me know too.
Yeah.
So, see you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.